Noel Fanning's on camera, Robbie Watson, Sean Cannon, and Cookie. What an afternoon.
Well, Ronnie, it's a magnificent ground here, isn't it? It's always in good nick, this ground, when you get out here. As the umpires coming up, we've got Nick Zaljevac and also Andrew Maxwell. Adam Astor on the boundary lines with Tim Drew. And doing the goals, Aaron Ablett Edwick and Jimmy Flood.
Good call, Cookie. Mate, your selection here this afternoon.
We've got a few seconds on before they're ready to start. I'm going to tell you, I tipped North Geelong, and I think they're going to win by 80 points.
Okay, interesting call. I've had a bit of a chat to Robbie Foster and also Peter Robertson, who the Brains Trust up here, and of course with Brucey Harwood, the coach of the side, and they've suggested that they will not put in a week like they did last week, and I would suggest that the amateur boys, the Pegasus, are going to get up here in a very close encounter. Conditions, well, quite contrary to what the Weather Bureau have forecast. There's no wind or rain at all. I tell you what, it is perfect conditions here, a little overcast, no wind at all down here at Stinton Oval. Great contest, as we see now that amateurs kicking to the right of screen, and up they go. First touch of the leather goes to Mark Pent, but it's picked up at ground level by, you'll find that
Brogden.
was, yes it was, and Brogden's kick though was well marked at half back by the strongman, the moving picture show for the amateurs boys in Ricky Stasic. His kick goes short, well marked there by James Luke. Sam it was, his hand pass, puts his team under a bit of pressure.
Too high,
oh yes, the ferret.
Oh, the man.
The ferret.
Oh, it's all right, he pulled it up, it's all right.
The ferret's got a kick.
Yep, Malakella, centre wing, grandstand side of the ground, punt kicks down towards half forward, all coming across. That's a gutsy mark, Neil Alford, in front of the pack. Ronnie put his body on the line. They do that a bit, these magpies, and he takes the mark at half back. He looks towards the centre of the ground. He's got a short on in there. Brogden it is, takes the mark. By golly, I'm going to call him already. He looks like Darren Fraser from Anglesey to me. I thought he was out there. Brogden, he's a better kick than Darren Fraser. Magnificent kick on left foot, long down towards half forward. Vac is up with Skoko. They are trying to outmark one another. Little toe poke goes off the ground. It's at half forward. Chance for Sid Jones. He grabs it. He's well tackled. Loses the ball in the tackle there from Jimmy Malakellis. Avatars working hard at defence. Short kick out of defence. Goes to Shane Burns. The axe. He comes in. Left foot kick towards half forward. Not particularly well directed. Ronnie Ben Reynolds is there, takes a nice mark.
A little bit of an altercation by the ferret and Sid Jones.
Oh, that was a bit hard on Rooster Wilson, Ron.
Yes, it was, and emotions running high early stages, and so they should. Amateurs want to make a bit better fist of it than what they did last week out at Bannockburn. The Rooster, lovely disposal. In front, taking a fine grab. There too is Schwarzer Middleton. As we see, bad luck for the North Geelong side as Jamie Marnie getting carried off the ground.
Oh, the kid doesn't look too good. They're carrying him off. The ball's gone back to Burns at half back. He kicks the ball around the quarter and playing in front. He says his third or fourth kick for the quarter. Brogden elects to hand pass on this occasion. Goes out wide towards the run of Simpson. Simpson goes onto the left foot. Nice kick down to the forward zone. Up in front, almost a mark there to back. Jones is at the back trying to butter up. In goes Rick Stashak, the moving pitches. Knocks it over the boundary line. Boundary throw in half forward flank. Let's a bit further around than that. It's midway between half forward flank and forward pocket. And pretty lively game early, Ronnie, with both sides committed to the ball pretty fiercely.
Yes, certainly, and amateurs would need to improve in that area. As good work there again by Sammy Luke, punts it up to the centre of the ground. Hard work there by the young fellow Andy Smith, but at ground level, the Magpies butter up well. At centre half back now, doing well for the Pegasus is Kenny McCabe. Goes out wide to the outer side of the ground. Picking the footy up now, I think you'll find it could have been the big fella. It could have been Collins. Goes to centre half forward, and here's the danger man of the afternoon for mine. Justin Andrews takes a good mark at centre half forward. He plays on quickly, gives it to his teammate. It was Timmy Jarman actually with his right wrist strapped, and that's the first time I've seen Timmy play. On this occasion, his kick though, Cookie, not a good one, and it's well marked there at half back by the Pies.
Yeah, nice kick up to half forward. That's Skoko up in front of Ben Reynolds. That'll be an interesting duel, Ron. I think Skoko's lined up at centre half forward. You take no notice of where they pick the sides, North Geelong on the paper. Skoko takes the mark, goes back on the right foot, chips it into the pocket, and the kick's quite a good one, because out in front is Ivan Pasterdick. We've seen him play some tough footy for North Geelong, and he marks. He was listed on interchange bench. He started on the ground, or perhaps he came on when Marnie went off, Ronnie. Little chip pass, looking there for the lead of Darren Scott, but Troy Elzinger it was, but chipping in. Might have been McCabe. Way he goes towards the centre of the ground. The hand pass from the big fella there in Jarman wasn't particularly good. Got it on out wide to Rooster Wilson. He loves playing out this ground. Runs around. Away he goes. One bounce goes the Rooster. Right foot kick long into the forward pocket. No mark taken at the back of the pack. A chance here for North Geelong through the agency of Eves. The hand pass goes out wide towards half back flank. Need a bit of support out there. The North Geelong boys running onto the footy in the 18 jumper there. Malcolm Keys actually playing there in the forward line, Ronnie. That's why I had to check the number. The ball's come back to centre wing. Here's the chance. Here's Brogden. Beg your pardon, Keys on half back, of course. And Brogden kicks the ball towards half forward flank. Skoko was the target and eluded him. It goes back towards him now. Reynolds in hot pursuit there. Might have claimed him a bit high in that tackle, I think. And the umpire agrees with yours truly. And the big fella Angie Skoko takes the mark. A good 2 kicks out, perhaps 2.5 kicks out from the goal left of screen, of which North Geelong are attacking.
A little soft for mine, but now it doesn't matter. Skoko with the foot. It's a lovely drop punt. Up they go for the high flyers. Comes to ground level where Elzinger well caught with the football. As we see now, the ball spills out to where the moving picture show picks it up strong. The kick under pressure, not a good one. Timmy Jarman butted up well in the centre of the ground and plays on quickly to a lovely pass. Looks there for Peter Klingon. Oh, it picks it up well too, Pete. On the left foot, steadies. Chips it into the goal square. Looks for Martin Stewart. Oh,
was that a free kick?
Well, cop one a bit high for mine. Off hands of Martin Stewart and has rushed through for a minor score. And
I understand there was some doubt about Peter Klingon taking his place in the side today, Ronnie. He's had a bit of the gastro, had his pants down a fair bit last night, I believe.
No good for Pete, but good to see him out there. Obviously declared himself 100% fit. No excuses here this afternoon. Corio Village News Agency. They don't need any excuses. It's the largest news agency in Victoria. As we see now, a nice mark
Big
taken.
mark bent, I think you'll find, Ron.
Yes, it is. And the solicitor's son, opportunity here. He's about 55 metres from goal. He's going to try the drop punt. It's a nice looking kick off the boot. Screws to the left pocket, and I tell you what, that looks like I think you'll find it could have been Stewie, yeah, possibly.
Yeah, nice mark. Anyway, got the hand pass across Brogden. Away he goes on, gives it across, was that ease on left foot, comes out towards half-back flank. Ball's out in front of the grandstand now. It's up for grabs. Skoko attacks the football hard. Well played, Angie Skoko. Needs a bit of support. Didn't get any. Malakella's got in his way. Hand pass comes out wide. Comes back to Thiel. Thiel's in a bit of stripe. Gets around. Goes on the right foot and kicks a pass in a half forward. Good defensive fist up there. Simpson does well at ground level. Two does Simo. And he kicks the ball out of the half-back flank. Way out there on the far side of the ground. Heading for the safety of the fence. But he hasn't found it. He's found Rooster Wilson. He chips it round the corner. Needs a bit of help. Hasn't got any on this occasion. Handball for North Geelong. Comes back inboard, and away they go through Brogden, who's had about his 10th kick in the quarter, and he kicks it up to half forward, and the kicks of duty to Skoko.
Yeah, lovely disposal. Good work, Greg Bellwood ran onto the football. The hand pass bounced off his chest, good enough to butter up. Looks up there for the big man in Boothroyd. Quickly gets it across to Sid Jones, who's lacking a yard at the present time. And I tell you what, he's only chasing the big fella, Mark Bent, but he's showed him a clean pair of heels. And butted up well, the big fella, with a lovely drop punt pass. Oh, Schwarzer Middleton should have marked it. He's now set up Schwinnerson. Well collared, loose ball. Amateurs doing well in defence. Kick, no, here's an opportunity for the axe, and he kicks it off the carpet. 2 for the Pies, as we see Josh Winnerson with a quick hand pass to Brogden, pushed in the back. Yes, good call, umpire.
Poor tackle there, Ronnie had the chance to nail him and pushed him instead.
Yes, certainly, Cookie, and Russell Brogden again, another possession.
Gee, how many kicks has he had?
Done very well early stages.
He goes on left foot into the pocket. The kick is a beauty. Backers up. Drop one he should have taken. Stasek grabs it behind him. Fair dick can run about 2 metres out of the boundary line. Play on is the call. The kick inside finds Jason Thiel close to boundary line, half-back flank position. Grandstand side of the ground. Still not a goal registered as yet in this quarter as Thiel puts the ball on right foot. Goes to half forward. Too many up and not enough down there. Olper was up trying to outmark his teammate there. He didn't do so. Comes back towards Schwetterson. Way goes. Right-handed hand pass. Gives ground in the end there. A little kick across there from the number 50 Guernsey there. There's Glenn Milne, the wanderer. We haven't seen him before. Rooster Wilson's had a good first quarter. He chips in at centre of the ground and punt kicks long into the pocket. He's got a teammate running onto it down here, and it looks like Collins, is it? Going
yes,
on
it is.
I think he's kicked the goal, Ronnie.
Yep, great
goal.
goal.
Beauty.
Showed a little bit of flair of arrogance there too. Mark Collins, the way he trapped it and darted away from his opponent and then finished it off with a fine goal on the run from about 35 metres. Pretty tight angle. Great goal, Mark Collins. He draws first blood here this afternoon, Cookie, and it's taken them about 11.5 minutes of this very first quarter here at the Stetton Oval as we see the Corio Village News Agency first quarter scoreboard. Move the Amateurs to 117. North Geelong yet to score.
Well, haven't they showed a bit of fight in this first quarter, the Amateurs? We saw them last week against Bannockburn, and let's not mince words. They weren't very good. They were just close on pathetic to half-time. They had a bit of a dip after that, but the game was over. Corio Village News Agency scoreboard 7 points, plays nil. Rooster Wilson's been impressive on his wing so far on the far side of the ground, Ronnie, as has Russell Brogden. He's either roving or playing in the centre for North Geelong.
Back to the centre.
Here's the runner here, Ronnie.
Redders, yes, the movie star, the pink set Rinse, I would suggest he's now into.
Unbelievable, isn't he? Ball's knocked out in the centre, goes past Simpson. Picked up here, Amateurs, quick kick round the corner. Oh, that's a good, strong mark taken in front of Shane Burns. You earn those ones when you take one in front of Burnsy, and Andrew Smith did just that. He took the mark short of the centre of the ground, spears it across the ground, just trying to set something up. Kicks all right. Schwarzer Middleton as it goes long on right foot down the forward zone. Oh, good mark. The full forward come out. I saw him last week when he played very well, I thought, without any luck.
Very strong.
And Martin Stewart takes the mark. I thought he could have got 2 or 3 free kicks early stages of first quarter last week, wasn't awarded them, but still fought the game out pretty well on a losing side. Here comes Stewart, punting for goal. He's kicked it to the left. It's got to swing back a long way. It's come back a bit, but that's not far enough. And, well, that's a gimme goal miss there by Martin Stewart. Full forwards, Brainy should kick those after good work out of the centre of the ground.
Yes, he used his body well and let himself down there on that occasion. Ball brought back into play. Craig Eves in defence here this afternoon, and he's gone out wide. I think you'll find he's found, it looks like the Axeman out there as he's kick up the centre wing. Opportunity now. Skoko, he can't trap it. Neil Alford's in there fighting for the Pies. The loose ball, though, it spills out wide where I think you'll find Bennett was. The ruckman punts it to half forward. Justin Andrews couldn't get a handle on the situation. Timmy Jarman, though, under pressure. Nicely done, but his kick a bit well weighted there for his teammate in Klingon as the defence of the Pies pack in and do very well there for those fabulous Magpies.
See the wanderer there, number 50 in the screen, Glenn Milne, certainly working hard. He's had a few clubs, Ronnie. He's had more clubs than I've got in my golf bag.
He has, and actually had a couple of years just recently with Birregurra, they tell me, from after being with Lara and
been up in Darwin and everywhere.
Darwin
loves a game of footy, evidently. Bounce down, Bent goes up and wins the knockdown.
Here he is.
Goes into the pocket. He's there again, says Brady. Can't get the ball away on this occasion. He's a left foot kick into the goal map. Mitchell's a chance. Can't mark over the back it goes. Eves gets the hand pass. Heads for the safety of the boundary line. Pretty good defensive work there. Picked up around the body. Ronnie, who was that left foot kick? That might have been Mark Collins, I think, on the left foot.
Yes, it was.
Put it back into the goal mouth. Players allowed to go on down there. They're working hard in defence. Oops-a-daisy. A little bit interesting there.
Hasn't their tempo or their ferocity for the football of the Amateurs side picked up?
Yeah, I reckon they've been in boxing lessons. A couple of players really having a dip out there. The ball's come to centre wing now. Hand pass back inboard. Goes to Skoko. He received that one from
poor football, and the Pizza Parlour man, Ivan Pastovic, was caught. He tripped Benny Reynolds behind the play as Skoko was running up the ground. Umpire right on the ball there in Andy Maxwell. Well done, and the Amateurs get the free kick at half-back.
Good to see you giving points to the umpires. You don't do it very often. Long kick. Malcolm Keys up high. Just couldn't hold it. Goes to Malakellis. The ferret gets it across. Goes to Schwarzer Middleton. He steadies. Goes on right foot. Has a drill at the goal mouth. Long kick down there. No mark taken. Oh, no. Play on is the call. Hand pass. Comes back. Here's the full forward. You got to kick this one, Brady. Have the top one suggest. Martin Stewart's got this one. Yep. The hand pass was a good one. It came from Mark Collins, who's been very lively down there in the forward line.
Andy Smith it was, mate.
Andy Smith, was it?
Yeah, did the hard work, Smithy. Look at him. He's built like a German tank too, Smithy. Half forward flanker. And I tell you what, a little quiet last week, but he started on the right foot. And as we all know, footy is a confidence game, and if you can start off well, you're doing all right. And there we go.
2-2-14 on the board on the Corio Village News Agency scoreboard. North Geelong yet to score. I was the idiot that said North Geelong will win by 80 points. I'll cop that.
Cookie, you've always been an idiot.
Thank you very much. 2-2-14 on the board, Amateurs. North Geelong no score. This is a different Amateurs that we saw last week out of Bannockburn. They're having a dip. Brady, you might have even seen them out at Bannockburn last week.
I saw it, mate.
Been at the past players' day, and you didn't see much at all. Up to the centre, up goes Bent. He knocks the ball on the ground. Malakellis bursts out of the middle. Oh, he ran into Shane Burns. You wouldn't want to do that to him.
Should be 50. Yes, it is. Good umpiring.
Now, Roddy, take me through that. Malakellis is bursting out. Had he been played the...
the axe, Shane Burns, a bit stiff because it's very hard to stop yourself in mid-air because that's where he was when the whistle blew for Malakellis' free kick.
Malakellis received
and
the
the
free
axe
kick
has
before
flattened
the axe
him. Yeah, the axe has flattened him as the whistle sounded. And so
what was the first free kick for, Ron?
Oh, high tackle.
High tackle, thank you very much.
High tackle, and this is going to bring the ferret within about 25 metres, directly in front, and I reckon you just about put down your glasses here, Cookie. The ferret will feed one through the big sticks. Jimmy Malakalis, pretty famous name down here at Amateurs. Comes in, the drop punt, it looks pretty good from here.
That's all right,
brings back memories. Yes, the drop punt splits the woodwork here at the Stitton Oval, the home of the Pegasus, the Geelong Amateur Football Club. And Cookie, 17 minutes have gone, and North Geelong yet to score.
It's on the Rockies 24-hour lost-bit time clock, of course, Ron.
Yes, of course, and Malakalis kicks his first and a very handy third goal for the Geelong Amateur side.
20 points plays nil. There's Dick Philpott. We can just fit you in the screen, Dick. You better get on the dance, son. Hardly fit. He doesn't look too happy, and I'm not surprised because the Amateurs have jumped the North Geelong Magpies, and, well, Dick won't be giving anything up yet. Don't worry about that. Alford's in the ruck, takes it out of the air. Does the big fella. He's gone, and he's kicked it a half forward, and Skoko goes back and takes a mark with the flight of the football. Ben Reynolds stands the mark right on the 50-metre line. Skoko deciding which way to go. Where's Boothroyd? He's calling for it in the pocket. It's not kicked the Boothroyd. It's chipped into Darryl Sid Jones. Get a game next week. We'll hand Skoko. Give it straight to the coach. He takes the mark well within kicking range, Ronnie. He only gained about 15 metres with the kick, but it was a good one because it's put him within kicking range. He doesn't have to keep the cover off the ball to try and kick a goal.
I'm not sure who to be critical of, Skoko or Boothroyd, but Boothroyd led far too early for mine. He was out the pocket. There's no one in the goal square, so he had to go short.
Here's Sid Jones unloading on the right foot. He's got the first one. Sid Jones has gone bang.
Wasn't a bad choice, was it, really?
The choice was all right. Yep. Because Skoko was going to be kicking and bombing it long from 50. Got a big chance to miss kicking from there. Chipped it into Sid Jones, took the mark, had to kick it about 38 or 42 metres or something, and not a worry for Sid. He's a nice kick, and that one off the boot was always going to go straight through the middle. And they've got their first one on the Corio Village News Agency scoreboard. North Geelong got a goal at 6 points. Amateurs 3-2-20. About 20 minutes gone, first quarter on the Rockies 24-hour lost-bit time clock.
Yes, interesting. Great conditions here, Cookie. Not a breath of air, so there's no excuses here this afternoon of disposal, hand or foot. Bent got it to Malakalis. Good football there back to his teammate in, I think it was Schwarzer, well collared. But we see Reynolds up the ground. Lost the football through some pretty ferocious work there, Sid Jones. The loose ball, pretty hot. But it's picked up there by Sammy Luke, who gives it to Bent, who's done well early stages, on his non-preferred side of his body. The left foot, yeah. I think you'll find it's Jared Brainstead, who is ex-St Albans boy. He's still in the black and white Guernsey, except it's designed a bit different. Goes out to the members' side.
Kicks it out wide there. The ball gets pretty close to boundary line as it runs away from us, Ron. I think it's gone out. Yes, it has gone out of bounds. Jared Brainstead, of course, had a spell at another GDFL club. Who do you have a game with, Ronnie?
Was it Bell Park?
No, GDFL, Ron.
Oh, sorry, you said GD if you snuck one in.
Yes. Was he out at Thompson?
I think you're right.
I think he was. And the boundary umpire puts it back into play. Elzinger can't get there. He got the hand pass away on the finish. Need a bit of luck. Sid Jones gathers at ground level, kicks it across the face of goal. Out comes Malcolm Key, shows a bit of desperation. Wasn't paid the mark, was paid the push, and Malcolm Key, the enforcer, gets it at centre-half back for North Geelong. He unloads a long kick. Yeah, nice kick too. At the back of the pack, taking a fine mark for mine. Not played by the umpire, though. Gumley was a bit stiff, but butted up well. He recovered and set himself, looks for Schwarzer, defends well. Now Mark Bent, a little slow, but gets a quick kick in as we see some fine work there by Glenn Milne, the Wanderer. Oh, chipped off by Smithy. Oh, the handball a little high. Schwarzer, he ducked and weaved just to save his head as we see Alford now give it across to Darren Scott, who gives it to the dash. The white-booted boy in Troy Elzinger, who kicks it up to half forward, but there's been an infringement on the fullback for the Amateurs side. Against Rod Boothroyd on Richardson there. Just shoved him out right at the crucial stage. Got caught. Was worth it if you got away with it, but didn't get away with it at all. Richardson kicks back towards the centre. Rooster Wilson lays a good tackle on his opponent. Picked up by Brogden. He's playing well. Gets the hand pass across. Gives it that look like Swenninson. Left foot kick didn't go far. Bellwood's right foot kick went even less. And here at half back a chance. A chip pass out towards Steele. He'll take the mark at half back. He can run on if he wants to. Burns stands the mark as Steele plays on. Goes on right foot towards half forward. 2-on-1 situation. Jarman, you've got to work hard. He overrun the football. He's shepherded off here by Big Alford. He allows the benchsteaders to pick it up and chip the ball across. And the little fella, in fact, Brogden takes the mark at centre wing and just steadies things down, Ron. Grandstand side of the ground.
Marty Whitson wears 23 here this afternoon, Cookie.
Thank you,
but
Ron.
That's okay. As we wait now, Brogden, he's kicked to centre half forward. Well, no one could take the ball at ground level. Mark Bent doing well for his side to the Jason Thiel dash. But Jason let himself down on that occasion. Disposal disappointing. Didn't find a teammate up the ground. Cookie should have done better. No pressure.
And the no pressure. Didn't really have anyone to kick it to, Ron. Actually, he had a look down there. I think he might have gone for the best option. There was no one to give it to. But the big fella in the ruck's doing very well around the ground. Big bent. Up he goes. The ball knocked down towards Brogden. He can't get away. Jones gets a hand pass out to Swetterson. Swetterson in trouble. Goes across the ground. Gives it to Widdowson. Widdowson's hand pass. Went too far for Simpson. All players stacking on top. But he got to ball this one up umpire before someone gets hurt, and he's blowing the whistle straight away.
Yes, and, well, it's good to see both sides tackling well, Cookie, and, well, when you get the ball, you got to use it quickly, and that's the idea of it, and the umpires are letting them go. Players asserting themselves well at the football, and I would suggest we're going to be in for a crackerjack game here this
Interesting
afternoon.
to see Greg Bellwood playing up at half forward. Ken McKay picking him up. We've seen him play on the wing and half-back flank mainly, Ronnie, haven't we?
Yeah, a lot of changes. Skoko in centre half forward position, not usual, usually in defence.
Is the chances that Widdowson this time get the hand pass across to Brogden. Brogden gives a further one along. It's not a bad one either. He gave it across to his teammate in Scott, and away they go, North Geelong. Out wide, looking out here for Skoko versus Reynolds. Skoko gathers on, traps it beautifully. The wrong foot's Reynolds nicely, kicks the pass in towards half forward. Up goes back, dropped another one he would have liked to have taken. The back of the pack looks like Luke. Is it coming out of the fence? Picks it up on the right foot and goes long. Heads for the goal. Oh, lovely long kick, almost the mark. Free kick being paid over the shoulder. I reckon he would have marked that had he not been over the shoulder running at his Jarman, and he's been a likely customer early stages.
Yeah, certainly. A focal point up at half forward, and it looks there all well contested there, the Pies.
It's one goal on the board to North Geelong. The scoreboard just coming up there, the Corio Village News Agency scoreboard. One goal straight to North Geelong. Geelong Amateurs 4-2-26. Had the better of this first quarter and certainly have made the best of their opportunities, Ron.
Yes, well, their attitude a lot better than last week, and I'm sorry to sort of continue with last week, but it was very disappointing. But each week is a different week with this great game of ours, Australian rules footy, and they're proving it at this early stage of the first quarter. When I say early, 25 minutes have gone. Mark Bent being very busy at centre bounce. Alford throwing the weight around. No one can take a clean possession. Another Pie in trouble there on hands and knees. Could be Brogden, as we see now that Schwinnerson drives a lovely drop punt up to the lead of Boothroyd. Under pressure from Richardson. Elzinger caught with the ball. Richardson held. Well done, knocked it forward to the pizza parlour boy in Pastovic. His left foot kick only goes short. Under pressure there was, that was Vac. Strazic's doing very well there, the moving pictures show Ricky Stazic. Forced an error. Quick snapshot, I think it will find that was off the boot of
Angie Skoko it was.
Skoko, yeah, but...
little kick chimp in, little chip kick in, goes to Richardson. He marks, wants to play on. They're trying to play on at all costs today. He plays on now, gets the hand pass, got a teammate down the ground in a bit of strife. Play on as the call again by the umpire. Malakalis went in hard, taken away by Eves. Over the top he goes to Swetterson. He's almost within kicking range. He doesn't mind a shot at the goals. Ding, 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 ding. It's swinging back, it's swinging back. It's not far enough. Timmy Swetterson's offline. 1 point only on the board. The dynamic sentiment of North Geelong, Timmy Swetterson.
Yeah, great strong work too, and broke the very strong tackle of, I think it was McCabe. As we see North Geelong now move to 8 points, trailing Amateurs 26. Corio Village News Agency first quarter scoreboard. Thanks very much, Ray Edwards, for supporting GDFL football for the 94 season as Rick Stazic brings the ball back into play. Out of sight he elects to go. Gee, poor choice because the pizza boy was there again. It's gone short. Eves now on the ball for the North Geelong side. Breaks the tackle. Steadies from 40 metres. He tries to guide it through and he has successfully. Great goal, Craig Eves, and kicks his first for the Magpies.
Righto, Ronnie, since he's come onto the ball, or certainly come up the ground, might even be in the centre, he's had a hand in 2 forward thrusts already, and he's only been there a couple of minutes, and wholesale changes had to be made. They've had 2 carried off the ground. We've seen who went off there, Ronnie. We saw the axe
yes.
went off. Shane Burns was carried off, and in the early stages another one was carried off too.
4-2-26 the kid.
To 2-2-14. It's back to 12 points. The difference, just 2 goals in. North Geelong fought back well after a few positional moves. Taken out of the centre by the big fella Neil Alford. He tumbles the punt down towards half forward. Needs someone to run on it, but he's got someone too. Skoko can't pick it up. Slaps it back cleverly in the direction of Bellwood. Cleverly round the corner, up the ground to Vac. Vac's in trouble. Which way? That way. Gives it back here to Skoko. Left foot. He said, I don't know how to kick him. And he tumbles the punt across the ground. Diving onto the football, but that was Gumley. Couldn't take the mark. Elzinger picks up and fires at the goal, but he's offline. line. No, he's not offline to go. Oh, I thought he'd missed that one. And so did you, Ronnie. I can see the look on your face. I don't reckon the goal umpire did. He move right across the left-hand side, but put the two fingers up. And North Geelong, after looking down and out 5 minutes ago, Ronnie Brain are just one goal behind.
The Sam Newman of those slamming Magpies. Troy Elzinga.
He's not, he hasn't had enough shields. He's as many shields as Sam Newman. He's only had 17, the kid.
Well, the kid has snuck it in, and a nice goal, 200. A little bit of pressure there from Andy Gumley.
Sam's had 5 marriages. And about 14 to back those. Back into the set, up goes Bent. He's doing well, but he knocks it straight down to Swin. It's a left foot kick around the body. Not particularly good, doesn't travel any distance at all. Picked up, kick out of the centre there. Goes down for the amateurs to half forward. The defence of North Geelong has tightened up a bit in the last half of this quarter. Swanson Middleton diving in on top of this one. And it will be a ball-up decision. Almost a centre half forward. Amateurs in attack.
Yes, it's going to be a very interesting game. And I think, it's going to be one off the bench here this afternoon as we see Bent win the ball down to where Jarman tripped off the football. No free kick. And, Thiel copped the high one there on Schwinnison. No free kick again. Umpires letting play go. And I encourage that to happen, Cookie, because you only pay the obvious or the malicious one.
Well, the obvious one was the trip on Jarman for mine.
Should have probably picked that one up. But Schwinnison, well, he wouldn't have minded being hugged around the neck.
Boundary throw in. It all squared up evidently. Up they go. Alford goes up and knocks the ball down in the direction there of Simpson. Taken away from him. A little kick round the corner from Sid Jones. Gets it back towards, well, nearly centre wing now. Running onto the football. That looks like Malcolm Key bursting out of the fence. Goes long towards half forward back. Forced to punch away there from Stasek. The ball spills out. Oh, here's the luck of a lifetime here. It came out to Boothroyd. Boothroyd rounds in, slams the goal. It's all square here at the Queen's Park Oval.
Yeah, you should give that goal to Angie Skoko. And the guy never knows when to stop, does he? And we can see Sid Jones there doing some good encouraging there to Neil Alford, who set it up at half-back. And, Angie Skoko tapped on under pressure. And, Rod Boothroyd was 20 metres clear.
So I heard the whistle go, Ron. So I was going to be a North Geelong free kick anyway, evidently, but he pulled playing, of course, with Boothroyd 20 yards clear and 5 yards out. And he put the goal on the board. It's 4-2-26 apiece. Corio Village News Agency scoreboard. Played 24 and a half minutes of the first quarter.
How's the expression on Dick Philpott now?
It looks a bit happier now. Back to the centre. Here they come out of the centre again. No, couldn't get the kick out, but Sweaterson can. No, went the hand pass this occasion. Give it across to Jones. The partners in crime. Jones kicks the ball across to Malcolm Key, who's up from half-back. In trouble. Hand passes back. Jones. Runs through 2 or 3 players. Forced a hand pass now and well tackled. Richardson at ground level. Gathers at the defensive 50. Punt kicks the ball back. Eves will take the mark. There'll be a free kick paid off the ball here, though. And it's going to go the direction it looks like Sammy Luke, I think, and he's going to take the free kick in the centre of the ground.
Yeah, against Steve Simpson there. He's gone short to Schwarzer. Half volley not paid by the umpire. Good football. As we see now that Widdowson doing well at half-back. Goes out wide. In front Elzinga. Knocked on. Now Skoko been very busy. Lovely footy, and has found Boothroyd on the lead in front of Richardson, but he's a good 45, 50 metres out from goal.
Legs unloads with the right foot. It's a long one. It's into the goal mouth. Back pushed his opponent in the back, took the mark, and has been paid the mark.
Yeah, good use of the body, mate.
I thought it was a bit early, and I thought it was in the back, Ronnie.
So did the umpire.
And I don't think Rick Stasek is very happy about it either. And he's reversed it. There's been some trouble down there, Ronnie, while we were talking about it. And Stasek looks a bit happier now. He's got a smile all over his tats as he takes this kick in the back pocket.
I think the umpire might have heard your comment, Cookie, because he nearly did pay the push. Okay, well, he's reversed the decision, and the amateurs can now breathe a sigh of relief. Stasek,
you wouldn't believe it. He stabbed past the magnificent kick to Malcolm Key and hit him right on the chest. That's one tattooed player to another on. Both good blokes, obviously mates.
The enforcer can't believe he's lucky.
He's drifted down from half back.
I don't think he's taken a Tats Lotto ticket either.
Yeah, let's see if he can kick some goals. He doesn't mind kicking them out of defence, but what about kicking for goal? Left foot kick from Malcolm Key. Goal umpire leans back right over the top of your tit for tat it is. It's a beauty. Malcolm Key, you're in history, son. Magnificent kick.
Yeah, great goal, Malcolm, and just goes to show that the defending theory in front of goal doesn't always stand, because most defenders, without luck, missed the woodwork. Not Malcolm Key, split it superbly. Centimetre perfect. North Geelong hit the front.
Ronnie, I think he's playing on a half-forward flank. I think young Gumley's picking him up. They're both wholesale changes because they were 4 goals down about 10 minutes ago. And what a fight back there. Now a goal in front. Good effort from the fabulous Magpies as Bent goes up with Alford. Bent wins it easily, knocks it to the ground, but they're taken out of the centre. Swennison's killing them there. Kicks on the left foot down to half-forward. Back from behind as outmarks Stasek in front. I think you'll find too much height there for the big fella. And the Hoover takes the mark. Well, he's inside 50, Ronnie, and he should be able to score from there. He's going to kick it from about the 46-metre mark.
Umpire now, whistle on play. Just mentioning to the ferret to get away. Sid Jones also, reacts. Not being very appreciative of the work he's getting from the ferret, who's tagging him, obviously. Let's hope the amateurs don't go too negative because, you know, things have changed a little bit from the first 15, 20 minutes. And as we see that Simon Vacky's just hooked it slightly. It's a nice looking kick off the boot from 50 metres. But yes, he's hooked it and is offline.
And the umpire I can see running out here talking to Sid Jones and also talking to Malakillis, Ronnie, just to quiet them down.
Okay, yeah, Mick Zeljevic, GFL panel umpire. North Geelong 33 points lead. Geelong Amateurs 26. Corio Village News Agency first quarter scoreboard. And Cookie, we've been going 32 minutes of the first term.
Long quarter as Richardson prepares to kick the ball back into play once again. He had to have it back the first time. There's a free kick got to be paid to Malakillis. It's against you, Sid. Oh, he's paid it the other way. Unbelievable decision. Not for mine, Brainy. Sid Jones can't believe his luck. Now he runs around. Malakillis shows him the foot. He straightens up and goes long with the right foot. He's had a bang, bang, bang at the goal mouth. Oh. It's hit the post. Oh, great kick from Jones. Magnificent play after being the recipient of a what I'd call an absolute freak free kick. It should have gone the other way for sure.
No, Cookie, go down to the corner of the West Monday night and have a look at the replay. Because,
26 place 34, Corio Village News Agency scoreboard. I'd love to be there, one. Tell me what it was about.
Yeah, the ferret was holding. Even though he was in front, he had him from the back, if you know what I mean. So the replay will tell no lies. As we see now the loose ball opportunity, Ken McKay breaking clear, but Andy Smith.
And that was well picked up. There was a throw. I saw that right on the screen, Ronnie. There was a throw in the pack there. Just got it out with a little tap on that was a double-handed chucker.
Well, it looks like Stewie Hardiman out there for the Pies. Gets his first touch of the leather here this afternoon.
Oh, and they've riled Sid Jones. That's something you don't do. He's just going to show me how good he is now. Do you see that mark? A fingertip of one grabber. Lovely mark from Jones. He's got a kick outside 50, though. The man on the mark is standing right on the 50-metre line. Let's just see, yeah, Danny Wilson standing right on the 50-metre line as Jones comes in. He tumbles the punt end over end. Not a good kick. Richardson goes back with the fly to the footy and marks in the back pocket.
No movement on the members' side of the ground either. And
he's looking to come this side. Someone left the move now. He's come this way now. He's looking there for Jarman's up high. Can't mark at the base of the pack. Elzinger gathers. Gets the hand pass back to Eves. Eves goes over the top. Gets it to Swennison. He's 55 out. He straightens up. He tips the ball across the ground instead of blazing away. Rooster Wilson chips into the defensive 50 and kicks the ball out of defence. And he finds his teammate out there. That looks like...
looks like Andrews, I think.
Andrews.
He's been very quiet, but he gets onto the Rooster who ran on. Good football there. The lead under pressure there. And good work by Jared Boinstead on Martin Stewart. Siren sounds to terminate pretty entertaining first quarter of footy. A little bit of endeavour, a little bit of spite, and a few goals kicked in that first term.
It was a terrific first quarter. It was a quarter of two halves, if you can say that. It's about an eighth each, Ronnie. They had of the game there because Amateurs opened up brilliantly. They made every opportunity count down there. They had the fellow at centre half forward who was impressive, really. Mark Collins running around doing well. The full forward Stewart bobbed a couple of goals through. Jimmy Malakillis was going all right also, and Middleton was getting a few kicks out of the middle. Jarman was showing a bit of stuff. But after halfway through that first quarter, you wouldn't believe it. North Geelong came back through many positional changes. Eves not to be the least of them, and they've got back in front at 5-4-34. North Geelong, Amateurs 4-2-26. Could be a pretty good game of footy. Corio Village bringing us the first quarter.
I'm sure it will be, Cookie. Back shortly for the action of that second turn.